The very thing that he said that he doesn't do in salsa, he's just done right in front of my eyes. You said that salsa wasn't even close. What did you just do then?
I didn't know that you can do that.
Right.
I don't know how he can take his woman to his one of his salsa dances. Then he does a somewhat of a sexual salsa dance where he's very close to another woman, right? Something that he said that he doesn't do. And the fact that he said he didn't do it means he was lying. But then he does it in front of her eyes. She then reacts. And then he says, I didn't know you could do that. How can you say you didn't know you could do that when you've been doing this for how long? Can you make that make sense? You know, sometimes in life when people lie or people try and twist the truth or whatever, I do wonder why. Why? It's not going to take you anywhere that's good necessarily, is it now? It's a waste of goddamn time. And at the end of the day, he can't necessarily even be upset with the fact that she's upset now. But hey, man, we continue.
Care? He evidently didn't care.
I do care.
Move.
All right, I just got to explain this a little bit here for the people who are not from the UK. When he came to her and she said move, that's when you know that she is done. Done. The only time you hear anyone say move, that is legit, get away from me, move away from me, disappear, don't come nowhere near me. Oh boy, I just had to translate the deepness of that. Now, of course, based on the fact that this is a TV show, there's a chance that she may not have meant it in that kind of light, but let's say the TV show didn't exist. If you ever hear that from a Brit, pay attention. Pay attention.
You're disgusting. You actually are disgusting.
What do you mean?
You're disgusting. I have way too much potential to be with someone like you.
Now, of course, there was no need for that comment. Her ego's way too high, and her ego's way unnecessary. There's no point in saying that. Like, what does that even mean? It's one of the most pathetic, most entire things you could ever say to someone. But at the end of the day, though, David is still in the wrong because he has taken her to salsa. And on top of that, not only is he taking the salsa, but he's also dancing with another woman in front of her very closely. And then when she's expressed how she's felt, he's then basically walked away from her as if he didn't care and carried on like it's nothing. And he's just carrying on smiling. Maybe it's a nervous smile, but either way, though, David has not conducted himself in the best way at this moment in time.
Disgusting, honestly.
What are you talking about? That was nothing.
No, that was nothing.
He's just dancing. There's nothing of emotions.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about this in terms of how this is a part of his profession, right? Okay, let's talk about on that aspect. Based on that aspect, I guess it's the same as the other woman, Rebecca, who does the belly dance, right? Now, the way I look at it is very simple, is that she knew what he did, and she did question him about it, but he obviously lied about about how close it could get. But the reality is this, is that she still knew what he did. So therefore, in reality, I think, to be honest with you, he should have never lied in the first place. But at the same time, though, if she knows that she's always going to have an issue, generally speaking, with him dancing with other women, well, then that is a clear indication to say that they just shouldn't be together. You know what I mean? That's just a grand scheme of it. I mean, listen, they can go back and forth as much as they want about the situation, but it doesn't change the fact that she's not down to be with someone that does this. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, even if it was just a little dance where even he didn't even touch it, like didn't even get that close to the other woman, there's still a chance that she may have still got offended. We don't know that, but there's still that possibility. So I guess, to be honest with you, if you're going to be with someone, you should be in a position where you have already accepted what they do. Now, of course, going back to the fact that he did lie, don't get me wrong, because he did lie, it does change things a little bit. But actually, in fact, it makes things worse. But now, because of course he did lie, what it meant was that she got to a point where maybe she thought, you know what, maybe I can compromise what he does. Maybe I can. But then she goes and sees it firsthand, and then that compromise, it goes out the window because he didn't give her the full details of exactly how it goes down, which is, of course, is his fault. But either way, though, this shows a lack of trust, a lack of honesty in the relationship. And end of the day, you know, the fact that she sat there and said that I basically deserve better than you because I'm worth da-da-da-da-da, that is even more for David to be like, you know what? I know I did wrong, but you know what, though? I can't be with someone that's going to talk to me like this. Are you dumb? Are you mad? That's the reality of it. Do you see what I'm saying? But people like this will continue they'll continue staying together and going around in circles all the time. And it's like, why?
If I did that with a man, how would you feel? Grinding on someone, how would you feel? Tell me.
But you know the context there was a salsa class.
And I think then this is what I'm talking about. In the context, this is something that he does in this class, da-da-da-da-da. Obviously, her context is completely different. So it is still two different things, but I guess it's two different things, but it's also the same thing, but you're still making physical contact with the opposite sex, you know what I mean? Or should I say the sex that you're attracted to? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you guys let me know exactly what you think about it, but as far as I'm concerned, in this situation right here, she knew that she was going into a relationship with somebody who dances with other women. And also at the same time, he knew that he wasn't telling the full truth. So therefore, it just exposes that there's a lack of trust and a lack of honesty in their relationship. And if they have any chance of moving forward, they're gonna have to work on that. And probably other things as well. But anyway, you guys let me know what you're thinking down below and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.